So can we talk about songs off this record, man?
Yes.
Off your full-length record. See, I think Heartbeat in the Brain, which I just think that is great because I've had that in my brain. I think it's about friends getting in a funky place.
I think it's mostly about moving. Like it's Tom and I wrote that song together just sort of about starting over. You know, like so I moved from West Virginia into Connecticut and just completely started over.
Because, I mean, is there a sense of, when you're relocating, is there a sense of, like, not only physically relocating, but also, I'll say, spiritually relocating inside and really trying to find where you, as you say in here, tell me where I belong? Or tell me where we belong is what you actually say, but yeah.
There's definitely, like, a sort of mental shift when you change locations like that. You, just everything you're experiencing, like the people you meet are different, like, you know, you sort of like become like a reflection of your environment in general. So like picking up and starting over alone, like sort of like just resetting mentally.
Yeah. And is it something that like you're still proud of being from West Virginia, or is it something you want to leave behind? Because like where I came from, I'm like, which is in Michigan, I'm like going, there's plenty of times where I want nothing to do with this place. There's another part of me that's like, well, that's where I started. So.
I want nothing to do with the place I grew up in, West Virginia. Yeah. But, I mean, it's a really pretty state. And, I don't know. I don't really go back there much. Like, sometimes we stop on tour, like, passing through to, like, go to this pizza place I liked. But I don't really go
But you don't go back there much, even in your mind?
No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's good to leave it behind?
Yeah.
For family reasons, or just because you needed to move on as a...
I just need to get out of there. I mean,
because it felt small?
It just sucks. I don't know. Like it's
small and sucks.
Small and sucks.
Because small doesn't suck always.
It's a really fucking weird place to live. I don't know.
Well, maybe that's what that'll be on the license plate from here forth, right?
Really fucking weird, West Virginia.
I think that you're also always just gonna, regardless of where you live, wherever you're from originally, you're gonna kind of secretly hate it. You know, you'll hate it and love it at the same time, and you'll hear people complain about the same things no matter where they're from. I've met dudes who have lived in New York City their entire life. They're like, this place sucks. There's nothing to do here. I'm like, what is your? Well, it's just like it's a mindset. You always want to be somewhere else, you know. And I think that both Dave and Derrick are actually lucky to be some of the few people that actually get away from the place that they're from. A lot of people are stuck there forever. So, you know, and it's good to like be able to like transition that, make that transition and try new places, because you really appreciate, I think, the second place you live, you know. So.
And on this tour, in pretty much every city we've gone, I've seen someone from West Virginia because they all leave, and they're spread out. No one really leaves. I mean, a few people leave in a group to go other places, but I mean, Derrick and I didn't leave at the same time. We left at different times, and basically leaving there, you just don't care if anyone comes with you. You just want to get out, and you end up anywhere. And that's why in Peoria, I saw a guy I went to high school with.
Yeah.
Funny story, Dave had these wild plans to move out, and he moved to New York City. And then we had another vocalist named Tom who just, like, basically because of a lot of medical things, decided that he couldn't do the band anymore, which I think we all thought was for the best. It was very hard on him. And we had asked Dave to join. Basically, he had only been living in New York for like 2 months. And I was like, do you want to come live in the shit woods with us again? It was like, yes. So he got to experience like the fun city for like no time, and just is now back in the shit.
I lived there for like 6 months, and like it was kind of my dream to leave. Thanks. It had always been my dream to get the hell out of West Virginia, and either live in a big city or be in a band that could tour. And every band I was in West Virginia never toured. I was in a lot of bands there, but they would only play in West Virginia. And then finally I was like, all right, I'm making this happen. I'm moving to a big city. I live there. And then what I wanted to do even more than live in a big city was be in a band that could tour. So I moved somewhere where I live in a closet and don't really have to pay rent very much.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the few times I've been in New York City, I always want to have like oh, I don't know if it's $10,000 a day, but like $10,000 a week, and just go do New York City.
Yeah, that's if I got pretty lucky. I was doing a job in West Virginia for like a normal amount of money, but then it turned out when I moved to New York City, that job paid an insane amount of money.
Right.
So I was living there like very well and was able to like treat myself, have a really good time.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
But smart too to make. I mean, it's funny, the decisions you guys have to make that I don't think about. Right, is if you're going to be on the road X amount of days a year, you don't want to be paying rent and all the stuff that you guys just so you can have a place to lay your head at night when you're back home for 3 days a month or whatever, right?
Yeah, I don't care that I live in a closet with like a bed and like some boxes. That's all I need. I don't care. I have a backpack with a phone charger in it.
Yeah, I sort of envision those old TV shows where there's like an ironing board that comes out of the wall. It's like you just sort of, Dave is sleeping there.
Well,
That's Dave's apartment.
He has a window in this closet, so at least there's that.
And where is it right now?
I don't have to share the closet.
Yeah. He was sharing a room with our 18-year-old roommate who was
the trip hop one.
Yeah, the one who made the hip hop beat with our sample. That was the first place he lived, and he
needed a window to blow the smoke out.
Yeah,
Upgraded to the closet.
upgraded to the closet.
But you got a window out of it, so a lot of executives want that, right? Making 7 figures a year.
Yeah.